Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of The Topping Show is proudly sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency in IT security. Heck, I see their founder at least twice today. I say he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, you see, that's the joke. If you're an IT leader or a business owner, you can reach out to the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also, try and get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Now going over to the business part of the podcast, you have X Twitter to officially allow adult content, and I'm not talking about taxes, which is reminiscent of my favorite comic book as a child, Calvin and Hobbes, where, yeah, that's a funny joke there. But nevertheless, for eons, Twitter had apparently had a bunch of adult content on there, and it sounds like there wasn't really an official policy, as long as I guess it wasn't a felony. And, well, actually, no, under the old leadership, they actually had some of that, and interestingly enough, the government did nothing. But nevertheless, Elon took over and tried to clean up a little bit and get rid of the illegal stuff, at least. Now, they're officially saying you can post adult content on it. Now, this is first brought to us thanks to NBC News, and they say, quote, Elon X is allowing users to post consensual adult content, formalizing prior Twitter policy. Adult material was allowed under pre-Musk Twitter as well, although there was no official policy in place. And you have that picture of your iconic logo that was tossed upon that building last year. Now, going over to the actual specifics, they say, quote, in a recent website update, the San Francisco-based company said users should be able to create, distribute, and consume material related to sexual themes as long as it is consensually produced and distributed. Sexual expression, whether visual or written, can be a legitimate form of artistic expression. Adult material was allowed under pre-Musk Twitter as well, although there's no official policy in place. X said it was restricting adult content for children and for adult users who choose not to see it. They also said, quote, we also prohibited content promoting exploitation, non-consentive, objectification, sexualization, or harm to minors and obscene behaviors. They added it does not allow sharing adult content in, quote, highly visible places, such as users' profile photos or banners. X policy stands in contrast to other social media platforms such as Meta properties Instagram and Facebook, as well as TikTok and Google's YouTube. We also have a professor at Cornell University who said, quote, platforms move to allow adult content dovetails well with the company's post-Musk marketing strategy. X is unapologetically provocative and sought to distinguish itself from brand-safe competitors, unquote. Now, the real question is this really going to propel their sales at Twitter? Granted, being a free speech absolutist, yes, it absolutely makes sense from a policy standpoint. I'm not sure from a business perspective how this is going to increase their sales. Now, I don't think Elon's desire is for it to strictly become an adult content distribution mechanism. It's one of those things where one of those fascinating business use cases I've read about in several years was a IT entrepreneur formed a company called MindGeek, which, spoiler, is a Canadian adult theme distribution company. They bought out all the adult all the adult content and transitioned it to website and internet, and it's the largest distribution mechanism for adult content on the planet, bar none. And granted, they also have probably billions of dollars in reserve. I don't think from a business perspective, Elon's going to be able to beat them. Pun, of course, moderately intended. But will this actually push people away? I mean, it's one of those things where, again, you're able to choose what you see as a user. So it sounds like there's going to be like a safe mode, so to say, where you can just click on or off, do you want to see these types of things on your news feed or when you're searching the X or Twitter? But I don't know how this is going to... And again, free speech, I understand why he's doing this from being a free speech absolutist. I think Elon's kind of come to the piece that advertisers aren't going to frolic to it. They're missing a lot of what advertisers desire most, like job titles and, further demographic nomenclature and further demographic breakdown, like, competitors like LinkedIn has, for example. And I'm actually not too surprised he chose this policy. Do you think it'll actually, again, do you think this will cause people to drop from the site and stop using Twitter? Do you think it could actually have people increasing the usage of Twitter? Will they sign up for it just to reach those types of materials? Interesting debate. Let me know in the comments. As always, I'd be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, giving me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, Tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone, just stay safe, fight the good fight.